Hi y'all, it's your girl again. I'm making this video this time with my face. Um, I've been getting a lot of questions on how to get started couponing, and people asking me, about tips and things on how to coupon. Um, my first rule of couponing is, you have to be dedicated if you want to get, you know, do, like people that have seen my stockpile. If you want to get like to where I'm at, you have to be dedicated. And it's going to take work. Um, and also on how to get coupons. And a lot of people say, well, they're too expensive. So what I tell people is, what I do is I ask some neighbors that I see that have newspapers, and if they're not using their inserts, if I can have them, and they let me have them. And I also go early Monday mornings and catch the newspaper guy, and he after he collects his leftover Sunday papers, he lets me have the inserts out of those. So that's how I get mine. Um, there's also I heard of people going to Starbucks because there's a lot of people there. They just reading their paper, drinking a coffee. And don't really care about the inserts. And I've also heard about different hotels that have they give their guests papers, and a lot of them don't use. They have leftover newspapers, and people didn't want the inserts. But there's just some ways of getting in the paper. Um, and a lot of people that have came to my home and saw my stock, and they said, "Ooh, can you teach me how to do it?" And I tell them, the first thing I let them know is it's work. It's not all fun and games. But for me, I actually enjoy doing it. So it's more of a, some people say it's a hobby, but I mean, I like it. I enjoy doing it, so it's no problem with me. Sometimes it does get a little tiresome, but I still like doing it. And also doing it have made it possible for me to give donations. I've been able to give donations, and so far twice. I'm now currently working on donation number 3. And people that come to my home, they always, you know, they're always leaving out with like at least 2 bags of stuff. So that's what I do. So also, um, like I tell people, with couponing, it's starting to get hard now within the stores because they're changing. Within the last year now, they've been changing the coupon policy a lot. And especially since the show Extreme Couponing came out, a lot of people have jumped on, to doing it. And there have been a lot of couponing fraud going on, and with especially with the printable coupons. Sometimes I don't even bother with it because it's a hassle at times. But a lot of stores are not. They're refusing to take those now because a lot of people are taking those and copying them, and doing stuff like that. So what I tell people, it's gonna take work, and once I showed, there was couple of people I showed, I told them everything how I work, and when it came down to doing actual work, they got scared. But so with couponing in the stores, you have cashiers that they getting kind of rough out there. Cause and what you having problems with now is they um they confuse, because a lot of the coupons will say one coupon per purchase. Um, and I have called companies and asked them, I know what the purchase mean, but just to make sure, to clarify it, they told me that the purchase is just another word for item. And cashiers, they take purchase as transaction. And, sometimes you have to let them know, purchase and transactions are two different things. So you get hassled on a lot of that. And um, I have had a little controversy one time of a statement I made about going to male cashiers. But like I said, maybe some people don't have problems, but for me personally, I cashier profile, so I like to go to the male cashiers. Uh, the younger, the better. And some people might not agree with that, but that's what works for me. So, if you don't agree with it, you don't have to do it. So anyway, and what I've have found, with the female cashiers, it's a hassle. They gotta they try to interpretate the reading of it to their own meaning. And me, like I tell them, I've been doing this for a long time. I know what I'm doing, and know you're wrong. So, even with the sometimes you will have, after they call a manager or supervisor, sometimes they might, don't understand the coupon policy, because a lot of these stores, they do not teach their employees about the coupon policy. So a lot of people, they like to carry their a copy of different store coupon policies with them. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but what I do, um, I keep the corporate numbers in my phone. So if I do have a problem, I just call corporate. And that's why I like to do a lot of my shopping early in the day when I know the corporate offices are still open. So that way, I won't have a problem. And but it can be, getting some of these items that does come out for free and close to free or whatever. It's hard, you know. And like I tell people, getting couponing is work. Getting these free items is not easy. And a lot of times the stores are, they go out of the when it turns out to be a free item or close to free, they go real fast. So a lot of people have problems with people, clearing the shelves or whatever. Um, Sometimes I do clear shelf, but that's because there's only a few items left on there. So what else can I do? And a lot of people have problems with that. They say, well, there's other, that's not fair to other shoppers. Well, what else can I do when it was only a few left for me? So, like I said, that's why the stores offer rain checks. And a lot of people, I don't think they realize that the store you can get a rain check. And but sometimes I look for those rain checks, because with me, I'm on a budget, small budget. So when the store is out of stock, in a way for me, I'm glad. Because that way I can get the rain check. And when I do have the money, I can go and get that item. So that's how I work. So I know there's going to be people that don't agree with that, but that's the reality of life. And so with also with couponing, the you have like I tell people when I'm in the stores, because a lot of times I have to make you got to make separate transactions depending on the cashier. Now you have some cashiers, because a lot of the coupons will state on there that it's only a limit of 4 like coupons per transaction, and some says per trip. So what that means is, like, say if you would have 4 of these. Now this don't have any limit on it, but I'm just using this as an example. When it says 4 like coupons, that means you can only use 4 of these coupons in one transaction. Now, depending on the cashier, there are some cashiers that will let you use more than 4. But then you have some that they're strictly by the book. So and then some will let you break them up in separate transactions. So when I'm in a store and someone comes behind me, I let them know, it might take a while, because I'm doing separate transactions, and you might want to go to another line. So some they go to another line, and then some are curious to see what I will be paying. So that's how that goes. Then at times, like a month or so ago, what I had to do with the barbecue sauce, because there's a certain store, they let me. What I had to do was make separate transactions. I had to purchase one, take it out to the car, go back, purchase again, and that I did that with that item because my son, he loves barbecue sauce, and he has to have his barbecue sauce on almost every meal. So that's why I did it with that. And that's how I have to do it with certain items. But so and then I also tell people, you want to start slow, pace yourself first. Don't start off big like me, because maybe you won't be able to handle it. Just start off, maybe 2, 3, maybe 5 or whatever. See how it works for you, and if they like it, you can move on, get more if you like. So that's what I tell people. And couponing will, like I also said before, it's a job in itself. And since I don't go out, to punch in a time clock, so I have that kind of time, so I can't do that. And so just to give y'all an idea on how to do the coupons. So like when I first started couponing, I had I used to keep them in an envelope. Then I started getting more, and I moved to this accordion. Then as I got better, I moved to the binder. Now, the binder, doing those, in the way I coupon, I have a lot of coupons. So, people say, is there easier way other than a binder to keep the coupons? And I haven't came across anybody that says, everybody I know that says the binder is the easiest way. Um, Because there's not an easy way to do work. Work is work. That's why it's called work. So, you have to, every week, you have to go in the binder, go through everything, see what has expired, and then you're clipping other coupons and putting in the new ones. Now, what I used to just cut out things that I know I might possibly buy, but now I started uh, cutting everything and putting it in binder, because I have been in stores at times, and when I go to the clearance section, I'll see something and I'm like, oh man, I have that coupon, it's at home. Then I gotta come home, search through for it and stuff. Then by the time I get back up to the store, it's gone. So now that's why I start cutting everything and putting in. And like people ask me also, they saying, are you just buying anything? No, I'm not buying just anything. Everything I get, we do use. And there's a few things I have gotten that I don't use, but those were donated to the mission. And so, like I said, now, and recently they just had the hair color, the Clairol hair color hair dye on sale that came out free. I did get those, but I will be donating those also. So that's like what I tell people, where's it? If it's free, that's where you find me. So I don't just get everything just to keep it, and for myself, because I don't dye my hair, so I won't be using those. So I will be donating those. And I'm not pushing everyone to say, oh, you should, if you coupon, you're supposed to donate. I'm not saying that. That's me personally. That has been my goal since I've been couponing, is to donate. Because I feel, for me personally, if God has blessed me to get all this and I'm able to get it, real cheap and free at times, I should pass on that blessing. And a lot of people have been said, well, you should sell some that, you can make money. But me, yes, I can use the money, but I feel like, how can I sell a blessing? But I'm gonna get off of that, because I don't want to preach, because I'm not a preacher and I'm far from that. That's another subject. But like I said, that's since I've been couponing, I have been able to donate, and that I love doing that. So I don't know if I got off track here, but like I said, once again, couponing does take work. And I'm not trying to, I'm just letting people know, they say, oh, I want to do that, and it's they just see, when they come to my house, they just see the end results of the stock, all neat on the shelves and everything. But it was a lot of work, and it did require me of going to different stores, driving around, and getting stuff from different stores. And I tell people, when they coupon it, they see the show Extreme Couponing, and like I tell them, it's not gonna be like that. At the show, you can get stuff like, like I said, free and cheap, but on the show, they made special provisions for them. You're not going to be able to go and get $2,000 worth of food, and at one time, and pay $2. But you can. For me personally, the most I have gotten was $427 of grocery items and household items, in one shopping trip, and I have paid $5 and some change. Um, like I said, it is sort of possible to get a lot if you know what you're doing. Um, like a but you're not gonna do it like they do in the show, because they did that for entertainment reasons, purposes. But like I said, you can get free and cheap stuff, but just don't expect to do like they do in the show. And also, I've lost my train of thought. But like I said, couponing does take work, and I enjoy doing it. And just that's okay. The also, like what I was saying about going to different stores and everything, you know, you're not going to get everything at one time all the time. And when you first, at the beginning, when you first make up your mind if you want a coupon and stuff, you know, go do your regular grocery shopping first. You know, that way, you have everything. Then, couponing every week when the coupons come out, you know, and you see deals, you could say, oh, okay, I could go and get this, and I could go get that. And every week you're not going to find, which they're not going to have every coupon that you want. You might say, oh, well, there's no good coupons this week. No, you're not going to get everything at one time. And some weeks, there are times where there's not good coupons. But then later, maybe a month or so later, they might have that item, on sale. And it's like, oh, I got that coupon. So,
shut up, dogs.
Shut up, dogs. Yeah, that's my son.
You hit the dogs?
That you hear. He's autistic, so. So he just made me lose my train of thought. Okay, and with the coupons, like I said, you're not going to find everything you want at one time. And people that goes for a certain brand, they be like, well, I only use this brand, or I only use that brand, or this. If you feel that way, couponing is not for you. Because at one time, before I started couponing, there were certain brands that I did stick to on certain items. But now, couponing, if I'm getting it real cheap and, close to free, I'm getting it. I'm using it. So you can't be brand loyal if you want a coupon. So, that's just some of the things that I could think of for right now on couponing. So, just to give y'all an idea of some couponing tips. That's all I could think of, and be talking to y'all later. Happy couponing.